Hi, I'm Peices, and this is Hearts of Iron 4, where we're playing the German Reich with expert AI. And today hopefully we will be starting off our invasion here of Poland. We are not that far off today. I think Romania still wants to join us, so we'll get that one out. It's still a year and a half too early for that. And do we want to do it? Yeah, we want to just a little bit quickly, not in there. And we want to go here, we want to go into the High Sea Fleet, and we want to hit Admiral Hipper here, upgrade to the Blue Chair class. It's just the modernization of the Admiral Hipper class. It'll take 48 days, that's fine. And let's put that on a little bit of a higher priority. 5 dockyards, they can sort themselves out as they come along, that's fine. And this one will be along very shortly as well. Otherwise, all that looks good. As you can see here, I've sorted through the naval order of battle a little bit. I've split up all the submarines into smaller groups. We will be deploying them when it's time. We've also split off the Deutschland and the Graf Bay for their special missions in the North and South Atlantic. And the long-range submarines are... they're not supposed to be there, right? No, they are here. But these are... no, these are just ordinary submarines. Let's put them down there. These are the reserves, of course. And then they can automatically reinforce up here as needed. These are set to accept 3 submarines. And we've also got the Baltic fleet here that's fixed up. Let's start the clock here and the people moving into position. I need to check on the Air Force a little bit too. Okay, so the United Kingdom dominates Dutch trade negotiations. We don't really care about that. Okay, these are the Heinkel 51s. We're just gonna pop them over here to Königsberg. We also got some Junkers 87s down here, some in here and some down here. And they're all going to be attacking Poland, of course. We've also got our, well, it's mostly Dornier 23s down here. They're also going to be involved in the attack. And our Heinkel 111s, they're here. They've got full range, of course. We've also got some, or our first full battalion or full air wing of Ju-88s. So they're also going to be involved there. And what we do need to do is split up our fighters, of course. I think we will assign Bobby up here instead. And we will have Tobias there too, on the 2 experienced air wings. Makes sense, right? And we want to have a few of these air wings involved in the attacks as well. Maybe we can pull off 400 to attack from this vector, and we'll have another 200 coming in from down here, I think. Maybe we should have 200 from up here as well. Let's move those up there instead. The remaining ones, of course, need to be defending Germany. So let's move. Will 200 be enough in Western Germany? Probably not. But we need to have some here in Eastern Germany too, I think. Now let's allow all those to fly away. There we go. And we can set these up. These are going to be doing interception in Western Germany, of course. Here we got some Dornier 17s. We probably want to move these a little bit closer to the front there. They can be doing close air support also here, just in case they try to attack us across the Maginot. Only daytime there though. And they should have sufficient range for that. We've also got some transports here, they can just stay put. We've got our Fernkampfgeschwader, or our long-range bombers. That can actually reach England from where they are based. it can keep being based right there. These naval patrol aircraft, it's the Heinkel 59s. We'll probably send them up into the Danish belts or North Sea. We can do that the day before the war. We can set up our defensive squadrons now. We want to have these on day and night operations. No, not close air support. Interception. Of course, the heavy fighters here can do close air support too. And then we've got these last few ones here. Interception. And day and night. And the Heinkels here can also do interception in the day. No, day and night. And all of our close air supports and bombers, we want to have them on daytime operations. I think that should be all of them. No, it's these of course too. They are classified as heavy fighters, but of course they are not heavy fighters, they are bombers. We've got them set in a location. Maybe we want to actually use these paratroopers. We split them off there. I think we've got some transports waiting here. Maybe we could... What range do we have there? Could land them up at one of these points maybe. Which one would be easier to defend with some tiles surrounding? Guess Lvov. Take Lvov in the forest here. Can land in the plains now, but they've got a quick reinforcements route from there. Maybe land up here in Brest-Litevsk. Now there wasn't any paratroopers of course in Poland, as far as I know. They were first used against Norway and Belgium. Well, Norway first obviously. Okay, so it would be cool to award those medals, but that'll have to wait because we need to use this political power for other things. Okay, so paradropping. This is going to be 3 orders. Now there is a small chance that they're actually guarding the city. So we will instead land on 3 of the sides of the city. And we can pin them down here before we send them off. And we also need to secure air superiority there before we can actually land. And there. Well, we might not follow through with this paratrooper order, but let's have it there so they are ready and in place. And then we've got all the tanks look like they are in place. And of course we want to cut Danzig off as soon as possible. That's why we've got some tanks here. That's Rommel's task. Take Danzig, and we've got some troops stationed around there. All our ports should be garrisoned by now, since we've got the garrison order up there. We've got our battleships in place with an escort. They'll move out and help support Rommel's attack on Danzig, as they did in the real conflict, of course. And we've also got some of our ships out training into the end here. And it looks like they've all got both got their full complement of aircraft. And that's good. And the submarine, it's way too early to send the submarines out. We'll send the submarines out when this finishes, I think. It gives us about 10 days for them to get into position. And for us to withdraw other things. We probably should send these ships out though. Alright, so the assassination of Lev Trotsky. That's nice that and this event is actually popping now. Lev Trotsky, once the top lieutenant and heir presumptive of Vladimir Ilyich Lenin, died today in a Mexico City hospital. He was attacked in his home with an ice axe by the Spanish nationalists believed to have been in the employ of the NKVD. After a failed power struggle with Joseph Stalin and his allies for control of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, Trotsky spent his 30s in exile, living in Turkey, France, and Norway before finally settling in Mexico. He remained a constant critic of Stalin and the degenerated worker state of the Soviet Union. Barbaric. Okay, so we captured an Indian operative. Another thing we might want to check in on here is our agency, because we might want to start forming up our cryptology department so that it's at least close to being completed when we go to war. Okay, we're building up a new network there. I think we will see how many days we get into Warsaw there. And I think it is time to send the Deutschland and Grafsbay out. The Deutschland was stationed in Greenland, here in the Labrador Sea or Denmark Strait around here for the start of the war. And the Grafsbay was stationed out from Argentina, but in the South Atlantic and even into the Indian Ocean over here. We don't really have access over there, and I can see we might be able to get access from our friends in Argentina. We'll improve our relations a little bit there. Now we want to save that. Don't think it's that important. There's not that many convoys going there. What we're really out for is the Mid-Atlantic gap here, of course. Hopefully we will be able to pull these cruisers back for the operations in Northern Europe. And we'll keep them in 2 separate points here. We'll put them on convoy raiding in the Cape Verde, and let's put them out here in the Denmark Strait and North Atlantic Ridge, I think. We can only keep them in 2 locations. Cape Verde plain will be really good because they all pass through there. Okay, now the Deutschland then from Greenland moved down here towards the Bermuda area. And we do have the range to cover that, so let's go for the Bermuda area and see if they can find anything there. We of course have a bunch of submarines. Let's put them out to sea as well, so that we don't spend an entire episode going back and forth here. Convoy raiding, of course. Now these are our long-range submarines, and they don't really have the range to reach the eastern seaboard, as they did after the fall of France, of course. We'll put them here in the Mid-Atlantic gap. I think that's fine. We've got 3 fleets of them. That should be... And what we could do is, of course, go with the Labrador Sea instead to try and close that pocket up, but I think that's fine. And don't know if we want to send all of these task forces out directly. We might want to save a few of them. No, that's fine. Now we're going to Denmark Strait, North Atlantic. Probably won't find anything in the Norwegian Sea. Iberian coast. Yeah, let's go for the western approaches as well. And that should put two groups of 3 submarines in each of these regions. And they should be able to catch quite a lot of convoys. They are set to medium risk. Question is if we want to swap that. Yeah, we want to put these on low, I think. We will leave these Type 9s on high or medium risk. Could actually put them up to high. They have a decent sub-visibility. Oh, some of them are down to 10, I think. Well, that's fine anyway. Yeah, the Type Bs should be down to 10. We don't have any of those yet. Oh well. So that should be all our submarines. We definitely don't want the carriers to be caught out in the eastern North Sea, exercising with just 3 green destroyers. So let's get them back into the high sea fleet. And yeah, they can still stay here in Wilhelmshaven. that's fine. Hipper, of course, is done refitting. They're hopefully not having to move, or won't have to move that much before we go for Denmark and Norway. These submarines should be down there. I want them to be a reserve fleet. And let's set these up as well. So they're going to do convoy raiding here in the Baltic. Now we could go as far as the Eastern North Sea. And they should be set to low risk as well. I don't think there's any point in going to the Upper Baltic. Nor is there any point really going outwards. This should be shallow sea, so we probably don't want to have them there actually. This is archipelago, so that's good for submarines. Visibility -20. And this is also shallow sea. Alright, so let's turn 2 of those off, and let's just be in the Danish belts. We have a few small submarines sneaking around there, that's fine. And the mines we can't do before the war starts. Alright. And as for doctrines, I did decide to go down the battlefield support. Mainly, of course, because everything here gives battlefield support cost reductions. We're gonna wait until we actually get those cost reductions before we start taking anything there, unless we get capped out on experience. Alright, so we have finished Danzig or war. Danzig was German. Danzig has remained German, and Danzig shall be German from now on. If Poland does not cede this territory, we must prepare the German people for the inevitable war. Danzig and the surrounding lands will return to Germany. This, of course, increases world tension a wee bit. And they should, of course, not do that. We also finished the MP38. That's perfect. Alright, so where do we want to go now? We want to go to Army Innovations 2. And some cost reductions for land doctrine and 100% research boost to the mechanized equipment. So let's grab those. Where do we want to go from the MP38? Well, there's plenty of things that we want to do, of course, but I think it is about time we grab these 150mm cannons. Mostly because we unlock the medium howitzer and the medium cannon. And we're probably gonna want to have these for the invasion of France. We of course also need to... There's so many things here. We want to get the MP38s into production. Let's grab these, put these at the top. Let's put 10 factories into that, and we won't do anything with that one. We will just minimize it and forget it exists. Garrison equipment, if anything else. We'll steal the factories from that once we have enough of the 38s. And we can spare those factories for it. And we'll do the same thing with the artillery, of course, when we upgrade it. We'll leave these factories producing. And we really want to get these tanks started as well, right? But we do need to up the production here. Maybe we put 5 on there. Go down and put at least 5 on there. And we need to, we need to start building a lot more of these. That tungsten goes to anti-tank at the moment. And that's fine that we are producing those with a deficit. We don't need that many of those. We want to start producing lots of the next generation of anti-tank. And Yugoslavia wants to join our faction. I don't think so. We have other plans for you. No, we don't want to be in here. We wanted to go just in here. I did rearrange here a little bit, and as you can see, we started to get some airfields popping up a little bit here and there in Germany. And the radars are soon to be done. They don't give very much range at the moment, do they? But at least we've got them started. So that once we unlock the technology, it'll be better. Oh, maybe we get level 2. Now, didn't we build one up here too? Yeah, there we go. Now that's a good range. That'll help ward off the inevitable bombers that's going to come for us. These aircraft, I think... Oh, it's hard to get these in a good central location. Don't think there is any... We would really need a small region somewhere here with an airport there to cover that air zone properly. But that's fine. They have a decent efficiency here. And of course, there's a few events that needs to pop here before anything else happens. Let's knock the speed down just a little bit. Poland refuses German ultimatum. Considering the demands, it seemed inevitable. Poland would be forced to cede Danzig to Germany, and a Polish plenipotentiary would be sent to Berlin to negotiate further terms. Ignacy Mosiski pointed to the German Reich's recent actions when stating that it was obvious that Germany would not be satisfied with Danzig alone. German and Polish forces are prepared for war, and reports are already coming in from clashes on the border. Once again, there is a war in Europe. Then it is war. So everyone should be in position. Maybe we want to have... Do we have any trucks left over? No, all our trucks are stuck here in the training. Maybe we need to ditch some of these. These are 500 trucks each and we're missing 1500 trucks. And I think once we reorganize... we should be able to do Poland without motorized logistics. We'll see. We'll cancel them if we need that. Alright, so King Carol II abdicates. Pressured by powerful elements in his government, King Carol II of Romania saw no choice but to announce and sign his abdication. His successor is King Michael, but many of the dictatorial powers as obtained by Carol have been vested back into the government, and so it is unlikely that the young king will be able to wield similar power as his predecessor. Following his abdication, Carol appears to have emptied his expansive bank accounts and has fled into exile, taking up residence in one of Mexico City's more expensive neighborhoods with his mistress, Magda Lepesco. Amusing. And of course, Poland refuses to cede Danzig, despite our attempts to allow Poland to hand over Danzig peacefully, even vowing to give up our claims on other German territories in exchange. We have been met with refusal. As expected, the world gives nothing to us that we do not seize by force. They know very well what the alternative is. And of course, we gain a conquer war goal on Poland. We gain a cores on Danzig and Gdynia. Those should be the same right now. Okay, Gdynia is the state around the Danzig nowadays. United Kingdom gains some war support and France gains some war support. And of course, they are guaranteeing the independence of Poland. They would never be foolish enough to attack us, right? Or join in with Poland. We stand poised here on the borders. No, we're not really getting that. No, we should get that in time. Ah, that sucks. We'll just have to mount a rescue operation then. And he was caught in England, of course. Alright, so let's go back there. We have absolutely nothing of a... We don't have very much for our intelligence agency. Okay, so we have our available war goal here, valid until October the 23rd. And we do have to check that our ships are in place. We have... They haven't arrived here yet. They are still en route. We have our cruisers en route. So soon everyone will be in their place. If nothing else, they've passed the dangerous parts here. We probably do want to set the North Sea, English Channel and Bay of Biscay to do not access, and the western approaches to avoid. So the submarines raiding in here, yeah, sure, but don't want to have anything routed through there. Now, I don't think we've got any trade going through there anyway, so we got some tungsten and chromium importing from Sweden. And we should be building factories again now. And the factories here are interspersed with the anti-air we added. I put them up so they go every other. Yes, we actually start producing some anti-air and some factories. I do think that the expert AI is going to try to bomb us quite a lot. We probably want to put these on, take them off. It's just one division exercising on the Slovakian border here. That's not the end of the world. No, we don't have to invite Slovakia into the war directly either. Just having them there will force the Poles to garrison the border, of course. It looks like they've got about 2 infantry templates on most tiles. Some of them are just 1 here. That was a good guess. They got support artillery and they probably got 1 artillery regiment. I'm guessing it's a 911. But we'll see when we start facing off. I know we should be okay. Yeah, we're missing loads of artillery still. We're gonna be doing that for quite some time, right? Okay, so we managed to deploy a few more divisions. I think we've got 24 already stationed here on the French border. And I think we might want to pop these into... We could start... I think maybe here is a good idea to put them. Okay, here we got some that still haven't been upgraded. I think that's a fair idea to put some of these new divisions in. Means we should probably be starting to... I soon got an extra panzer division there. And these should be... Oh, maybe those were probably the last of the last batch then. No, they came from here. And they're missing some artillery pieces. And we probably want to make sure that the reinforcements... Yeah, the reinforcements are up high. Actually, we probably want to have upgrades first, then reinforcements. And then we'll just pop everything here in the deployment queue down low. It's more important that our fielded units are equipped and that those that are in training get their equipment. And by having upgrades first, they'll send the new equipment. That is like the infantry equipment that we're starting to produce, the MP38s. And we'll send them up to the frontline commands first. Where of course we want to prioritize them. Alright, so let's see if there's anything here we want to do. Naval Academy. Don't think we could do is instilled aggression, of course. I'm going to start to level up now. And I don't think we didn't need this Navy experience just yet. We should be starting to actually gain a lot of that too. Convoy warfare, that doesn't help us unless we are taking new. Yeah, we're going to get the instilled aggression. We probably want to grab some Air Force spirits too. I quite like this one for the research speed. That of course is nice to have before. And we're gonna go with the aircrew service. The air excellence chance is actually quite relevant now. And especially the air doctrine, of course, is really good. So we're gonna spend some points for that. Our aircraft are gonna start flying now, so it's time to fix that. And actually continuous strike might be a really good one to have here. That means that our air support missions, that is ground support or close air support, like with the Junkers 87s, they will gain a 25% bonus to their mission efficiency. They are always flying in offensive territory, or usually, like except for down here. So gaining some extra mission efficiency is not a bad thing. I think we do want to set these up as well. The other alternative, of course, is centralized control, which makes our fighters better. Makes them find enemy fighters easier and increases their efficiency. Actually, I think that's on all efficiency, or all missions. I know this one is usually this one is the best one. Ground attack factor might be a nice one to have too. I don't know if that one works, but that one's nice if it does work. Yeah, no, let's go with continuous strike. Let's do something different for now. We can't always go by the what the meta thinks is best, right? All right, so we are on interception here, and these are going to be on air superiority. Obviously in Western Poland as well. Might have to switch them over to Eastern Poland if we want to. No, actually, I think we're going to use these to go into Eastern Poland from the start. Of course, want to have close air support on. Do we want to use these for logistic strikes as well? No, don't think we need that. And I think that's going to be fine. Got some tactical bombers here. They're going to be flying into Western Poland. We'll put those on logistic strikes. We've got some more close air support here. They're already, oh yeah, they're marked from when they were in Spain, of course. With some extra fighters. Daytime only missions, so they go in escorting the Ju-87s and the bombers here too, the Dornier 23s. Here we got the Heinkel 111s. We could station them up here somewhere, and they'd reach all the way into Eastern Poland. I would use them here. I do believe these are okay on ground attack as well, right? No, we can't see that there. If we press here, we can see. So on ground attack, they've got 12. And they can do strategic bombing as well. Don't think we need to do strategic bombing here. But going in for close air support might be a... They can do close air support as well. And logistics if there is no close air support targets. They are in Western Poland, good. Close air support only. Of course we could have the Stukas go in and do logistic strikes as well. Don't think we need to do that. Air superiority for our fighters. These are good fighters. And they of course get a massive reduction in efficiency from lacking coverage. And that's just something we have to live with nowadays. Close air support, these are the Ju-88s. And they also have a very good ground attack score. And let's look at the Bs here. So they've got a ground attack score of 16. And they're probably our best... No, they should be... Yeah, they're probably our best ground attack aircraft. They have radio navigation though. I don't think the A's... Yeah, they do it too. That's the main difference on them. Alright, so we'll fly these during the nighttime. Makes perfect sense with them being the Night Hunter Squadron as well. Western Poland, of course. We're gonna put the Heinkel 59s out here in the Danish belt. So naval strikes. I think that's fine. I don't think we need to use... Would be nice to have the Kriegsmarine out for in the Eastern North Sea for probably for a strike force, but as a power projection. But I don't think we're gonna do that. They shouldn't try to land here, and we do have 9 divisions guarding there, and we've got these divisions here we could always pull if they do try to land a cheeky naval invasion. And of course we got people, or divisions we can draw from the front lines. I think that should be it. Are you ready for war? Now August has 31 days of course, so we need to wait a little bit more. Because the attack on Poland was commenced at midnight. On September the 1st, 1939. Of course we need to conquer them. This will cancel the MIFO bills, which is a shame because this one is really nice. But we don't need to pay it back yet either. So the war has been declared. We can get rid of everything there. We could get some extra military factories here if we wanted to. That does cost stability and war support. Now we are down to 84 war support, isn't that bad. But we're down to 87% stability. I think we are fine. So the MIFO bills will cancel out there. We could be increasing our... No, we don't want to do that either, do we? Not yet at least. We've got plenty. Alright, so we want to dish out some orders. It's a shame we didn't get that last Panzer division out. But that is fine. Looks like Danzig is not going to be that much of a big deal. Let's see where we've got the Baltic fleet here. Well, then move out. They won't get there in time. And let's get most of these troops in that way. These are fortified. There's loads of forts around here. And that's attacking across a river, of course. So that's a pure death sentence. That's the way it is. I don't like this, that they are poorly supplied. And we're going to attack into the plains here. And there's no fort here. For whatever reason, they built the fort in the forest. Now we're going to want to attack everywhere there, but let's get the tanks moving first. Not everyone, of course. And we will be attacking straight forward there. And we go underneath this river here. And we got some more tanks moving up here. These are... It's hard to see with all these arrows, but we do have a hills province here, and then there's a mountain there. Obviously we don't want to attack with the tanks into the mountain, so let's go for the hills, and then there's another hills here. And we can kind of skirt the edges here on hills. Tanks aren't super good on hills. Oh, they're not even trained here. But ours are okay. That's a -2% attack. And they are on the attack, of course, in hills. And they got a little bit of extra movement speed. This is due to having the armored recon companies. So there, and we're heavy on light tanks too. So the hills are actually okay. Forests, not so good. Jungles, very bad. Mountains, not so good. Marshes, not so good. Urban, very, very, very bad. So we want to avoid urban areas with our tanks. Hills are okay, plains are okay, and desert, of course, is okay. Forests, not so good. Mountains, not so good. Alright, so let's grab them all. Let's go for the hills here, and we will push through. Maybe we'll make an encirclement there. We won't actually engage from the Slovakian side just yet. Looks like we've got... Yeah, that should be the long-range bombers. We're not going to be using them for right now. All aircraft are in position. We still haven't moved Heinz Guderian's tanks. We probably want to wait just a little bit with launching of this attack, but we can start probing and pushing here. Now he's got forests to deal with. So we would like to get down to Białystok. Once we're through there, it should be kind of easy going, especially if we land these paratroopers. Alright, so we do want to push a little bit with our infantry. And they can be on... something like that. These can push down there, should be fine. Let's just move in. If everything goes according to plan, it should be okay. And we are making a full-scale invasion. So let's make sure we actually do. We don't want to cross the river with these. Both of them can attack into there. And we can attack. I prefer to attack from 2 different directions. That's a fort. No, I prefer to attack in here. And they can't attack anywhere else. These can't attack. Well, they could attack into there actually. That'll kind of leave this. They can be attacked from 4 different tiles. We'll leave those for a defense. Katowice. Do we have anything we can attack into there? Just to support the flank of this armored spearhead. And those should be the new troops coming in. These can help out there. We want to wait a little bit with sending infantry to help out the tanks. Alright. Let's see what happens. So, it is midnight on August the 31st, and Poland has called France as our enemy. And they will also call England as our enemy. There, Poland joins the Allies. And now Italy wants to join our faction. Okay, so Danzig is ours. That also means that we won't have to deal with any Allied troops in Poland. And we will probably have to deal with Allied fighters, but for now we are all in the green. That's the first day of fighting. We managed to take Danzig within 24 hours. That's pretty sweet. Doesn't look like our tanks made a breakthrough in any other place. Of course, Danzig was undefended, so it's not like it was the hardest thing to do. Let's get rid of Italy here for now. We will let them join a little bit later. Actually, I think Expert AI is hard-coded not to go for France ahead of time. Then they should be waiting for the fall of 1940, unless they see a very, very, very good reason not to. We can invite them to the faction. We don't need to invite them to the war, though. So I think that's fair enough. Italy joined quite late in the attack on France. But now they're not in our war. So they haven't been called. No, actually they have been called in. Or I don't know. It looks like they actually are in the conflict. Oh yeah, because they are probably still at war with loads of people from down here. We'll see what Italy managed to do down here. They usually lose a lot in Africa. And I'm interested to see what happens here with Egypt being separate, because they should be defending this border so much more heavily. So we'll have to go down and help Italy there after we've conquered some other countries along the way. Okay, so let's see where we end up here now then. Okay, we managed to push through there with infantry, funnily enough, and some more here. Can probably support some of these attacks. That is across a river, so that's not super fun to support. But we will support that way. We could use these to pin those down. Oh yeah, he was just stationed a little bit further down there, that division. And we're gonna have to move some garrison troops over to Danzig. And let's just pop Danzig in there, and they should reallocate themselves. Italy wants to lend-lease trucks. Well, okay. And Slovakia, some support equipment and towed artillery, yeah, sure. We'll accept that. Should still be the... Have we gotten our first naval kills? I see a combat report. We have sunk a convoy. And it looks like we've sunk one up here too. So the War of the Atlantic has begun. Oh, we've actually got 4 combats going up here. Now the advantage of having so many different convoy groups, of course, or submarine groups attacking the convoys is that we'll saturate their defenses. So while these combats are raging, other subs will be able to engage without the defenders being able to come in. Now they are here. They have... What are they doing? Those are probably doing logistic strikes, I would be guessing. They don't have very good average mission efficiency. What did they get shot down by? It looks like we can't see them just yet. It looks like our aircraft are not active here, which is weird. Since they should be at 85% efficiency. No retreat, yeah, that's the way I like it. Well, we'll see if these actually get intercepted too, that would be fun. Because I don't think they do. I think that scout aircraft just kind of fly over the loop. Well, they don't actually have any aircraft defending England, so that could be part of it, of course. They are not flying through here. We've got some fighters there. I'm guessing this is an air-to-air kill. I don't have a clue. We'll see when we get to it. Looks like they haven't been able to move. Yeah, they've got loads of aircraft. Okay, so there's 200 Hurricanes here. The Brits are definitely here. We've lost a fighter, they've lost 2. It's too early to say anything. And they've got loads of old fighters here as well. They've got all these Polish fighters. Actually, I think the P11 is a basic fighter, so that should be on par with ours. And depending on design, of course, but as you know, ours aren't designed to be the best aircraft in the world. Our aircraft are designed, or the Bf-109s are designed to be the most numerous aircraft in the skies. Okay, it looks like we're having some trouble breaking through there. Let's send some more in. No, that's because we're doing an infantry-only attack, right? Here's where the tanks are going. Yeah, there we go. Low supply. Yeah, that completely tanks their breakthrough. That's one of the problems here in Königsberg is once you start amassing troops, you just don't get anything. The same thing around here in the forests. It does look, yeah, we've got the supply hub here, so this attack shouldn't be any big deal. This I'm not expecting us to win, that's a pinning attack. It would be nice to punch through. There we go. And now we've got our first pocket here. We probably don't need to push or prod very much there. We do want to take Gdynia though. And looks like we already have. That means we can probably cease hostilities on this side. I want to move these over to a correct division there. On the correct order. Let's fall back that line. And we are now going in this direction. That's another plane, so actually we could take the short. He's got no organization there at all. Could take the shortcut just straight through. We've got our this flank guarded, so I think that is fine. How much do we have here? We've got 9 plus 5. There's so many divisions. They are in the same army though, I think. No. Of course they're not. And no, let's just leave them be for now. I would like to save as many troops as possible, of course. That'll help us with more equipment capture. I will move into these empty tiles there. We do want to keep the offensive up here. They are trying to move out from here. Let's move half of them that way, half of them into Posen. I want to keep pushing and keep pinning. And from Slovakia we can go in there. We did manage to push into the forests here. And now that we've actually been fighting for a little bit, it might be worth to land these. And we need to take 2 tiles. We need to take both the city and one surrounding tile so that they don't get too surrounded. That's why we want to have something with the defensible terrain in between. We probably want to have more, actually, but let's see here what we've got. Let's launch off these paradrops. Of course, to get the paradrops going, you need to have air superiority in the zone you're dropping into. And they've got absolutely nothing in eastern Poland, so that's no problem. We've got 100% air superiority. Here in western Poland, we have 71% air superiority, and the requirement to paradrop is 70%, I believe. And it looks like they are bombing us here now. Yeah, here come the bombers, right? They probably moved these over to Poland, though. But we do have a couple of fighters intercepting here. And these numbers in parentheses are the fighters in another region that's also helping with interception. That is, they are helping out here. When they're taking off in western Poland, we get a chance to shoot at them here, and then once again here. Oh yeah, it looked like that when we were sinking them to anti-air. It does look weird that we are... Here we actually have our planes on interception, while here they are not. And it looks like they should be. There's nothing different in these orders, right? No. Everything is the same. That's so weird. Oh well. Let's focus on Poland. And here goes our paradrop. Okay, so Poland has dropped our cipher. And we want to make sure, of course, we liberate as much as we can here. Let's keep moving on there. I think we want to move... Let's move that way. Let's see if we get the last division too. There we go. Oh yeah, they did actually increase the amount of transports you need to drop. If you notice, this last division didn't want to drop at the same time because 100 transport aircraft wasn't enough to ferry the 3 divisions. We will do that, and we will put them on a fallback line. So now Kurt Student is also engaged in combat here, of course. We have a proper Fallschirmjäger division. So they can actually do some damage. Usually you only have like 1 battalion of paratroopers and you use them to take land and they're expendable. I don't really like that playstyle. Okay, so we're taking Gdynia as well. Let's make sure that Rommel can move over. Let's move him up to there. Let's just put on a small order. He can help clear out the northern beaches here. We probably don't need to actually go that hard here. That's just going to be more losses to us. So we've got 9 divisions there. See if we can't draw that order all the way around. Let's actually get rid of this order first. They can still be in position. I think we need to do that and then move them around. Yeah, that should be fine. This side should be guarded for now. Maybe it wants to. Yeah, if we do it that way, it's fine. We don't need to have these out here anymore. What we'll do is move these mine-laying capable destroyers in there. We'll park the Baltic fleet here in Hindpommern. Just checking our other borders. Alright, so now we want to be mine laying. We want to mine lay up here in the Danish Straits. Or we can start there at least. Actually, we probably want to put down mines here in the lower Baltic as well. That'll help versus the Soviets in the future. Doctrines, air doctrine. Oh yeah, because we made them cheaper. We are going to hang on just a little bit, I think. Yeah, because after this we're going to go for air innovation. So we're going to get those 2 battlefield support doctrine pushes. Now Poland is done mostly without doctrines and then we use the experience we gather down here to boost us up. That should be the same ones we are looking at all the time. Alright, but I think that's gonna be it for today, and we will continue with the conquering of Poland in the next episode. So thank you very much for watching, take care, and see you next time.